Hey, welcome to BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. We're back and we're better than ever. Drive safe, Dave. How you doing over there? Pull your glasses up or something. I don't understand what you're trying to accomplish there.
Pull them up too,
either wear them or take them off. One of the two.
I like how I got kind of the old man look going down a little bit. How's that?
You got all sorts of looks going on there. A little COVID-19 action. It looks like. I'm trying to figure it out.
Me and the president had a massive conference last week, and a little exposed from Biden. So I'm trying to be safe for everybody. We're all about safety here at BCB Live. So that's what I'm doing. I'm being a little bit safe for you and me.
All right. I feel safe all of a sudden. Something about that mask just makes me feel safe. And, just life is good. You know what? Life is good. And you know what? When it comes to following the CDC, Drive Safe Dave, you got to be in meetings with those guys weekly, right? I mean, are you?
No, just the president.
President.
It's the president.
I just figured somehow, you've got to be you've got to be like one of their main guys. You know what? He's back, folks. He's back. He's back and better than ever. Hey, Drive Safe. Boy, we were out last week, and we're going to be out in a couple weeks again. I think it's the week of the 11th or 12th through the 20th, in that range there. And then we're going to come back at an all-new hour. We got more of that to announce later on. Hey, but Drive Safe, last time we were together, we were in Iowa, the I-80 truck stop. Let's talk a little bit about some of that.
Okay, let's talk about it. I enjoyed it immensely. I enjoyed being out there with the drivers and going through and seeing some of my peoples.
Yes, sir. And driver, so there was a lot of weird things that happened out here. So we'd be sitting down and just talking or whatever, and then somebody would walk by, and the way Drive Safe Dave would know if they were a driver or not, he would yell driver at them. I guess if they turned around, then they were, and so he'd be sitting down, and he just like somebody would walk by and go, driver! Driver!
I would say, hey, driver, what's going on?
No, it was not even. No, it was like, driver! It was the oddest thing ever. Everybody be looking at you like, dude, what's wrong with you?
If it had been a police officer, I'd said officer. Or if it had been a doctor, and I'd said, hey, doctor. But here it is. We were there. Where we were with the drivers. And guess what? Proud of their profession. Proud of who they are. I said, hey, driver, what's going on?
But it was so not like, hey, driver. That would have been normal, right? That would have been something that Sir Rick would have done, that Brian, that Jack, anybody else there would have done. But you went over the top. And I was cracking up. And I was just thinking about some things. And unfortunately, we're kind of back normal. Somewhere along the line, we have an interview with the pork chop guys, right? And we can't find it right now. We'll find it later on. But it was Drive Safe Dave, and he was great interview with the pork chop guys. You were a little over the top, right?
A little over the top.
And Drive Safe Dave in Iowa, let me tell you something. It's like he was staying in his persona the whole time. It was like out of control Drive Safe.
They had to pull the reins in.
These pork chops are thicker than my thumb. He'd be doing all of these things, and I wish I had it for you to show, but we will find it. Show it to you.
I found the TikTok version of it.
From me to TikTok. Show it up there.
All right, here we are, Drive Safe Dave, here at the Trucking Jamboree, over here by the famous cookout. What do we got on the grill, ready to go?
Got the Iowa pork chops right here from the state of Iowa, right here at the Truck Stop Jamboree.
Let me tell you, these things are thick. My thumb. These things are thicker than my thumb. Show me one of them,
I'll
Patty.
tell you what, these guys are seasoning perfect.
Oh my God, I'm putting this on a sandwich. What's your name, sir?
My name is Steve, and these are all guys here from the Iowa 80 kitchen, grilling out and having the best time of the day.
Man, I'm telling you, it is a pretty day today, is it not out here?
It's beautiful, it's perfect.
And I'm
out here.
Get you a pork chop sandwich going on. That's because
we got pork chops, we got hot dogs, we got everything for all ages and everything for the whole family.
All right, we'll be right back, but first, I'm getting me a sandwich.
All right. So that was Drive Safe Dave, and yet I'm telling you, that same person that you saw there, it was like the same person when he was talking to somebody that was going out of business, Times and stuff. Woo-wee! This guy, the fuel's high. This independent contractor is going out of business. Woo!
That's not true.
It was like that with everything.
That was not either.
Yeah, I had to reel it back in. I really did. I had to say, dude, all right, listen. Sometimes you can just be Drive Safe, not Drive Safe Dave, the over the top kind of guy because, wow, man, you were on another level there. You know, it was just like, I mean, no matter what you talked to, it was over the top.
That's not true. I had lots of interviews with drivers out by their trucks talking about their rigs that I was not over the top with. But I will tell you, Rick put me up to some challenges out there that I had to go over the top.
That was what you were meant for. That's when you go to the top. And we have mattress match, you know, and we saw the, and maybe you can find the video too. There's another one there where you're selling against the smelling place. What was that?
The
Chippewa. Chippewa. Long-standing, been in business a long time. The ladies that were next door to us, that was the Chippewa folks. Dad bought that business from St. Louis years ago, moved it to Harper, Kansas, and we had a contest on who can sell it better. Chippewas, and it may be like one of the very first ones. I don't know. I saw some titles in there. I couldn't.
Redheaded Mistress, Tim Fight, SSR, Sarge Farms, Amy Russo, Cherry Pie, Lawless, Snow Goose, Top Notch Trucking.
No, all those were interviews.
No, yeah, Chippewas. It was the very first day we did it, right? Or the second day when we did live. So it was on Friday when we did the live. And Drive Safe Dave went up against them selling their product. And let me tell you, he went over the top. And then we ended it with Mattress Matt. You know, a great mattress company out there for the truck drivers. You know, phenomenal mattress. And we had the same contest of who can sell the mattress better. And let me tell you, these folks do this for a living. That's their product. And Dave knew nothing about it and would go in there and would outsell them every single time.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think the first liar doesn't have a chance. So
yeah.
And then there's the open gate. They try to sell their product, be a little serious.
Well, they're staying within rules of what their company may really do. Drive Safe's coming back in, and at one point he pretty much just said, "Hey, if you're an American, you're going to buy this mattress." You know, and it was, it was a good, strong sales point. Worked out great. It was an awesome time, though. Let me tell you, Dave, just a great group of drivers there. Great group of folks there. It really was a good time. The I-80 Walcott Truck Show, the 43rd, is that right?
43rd annual.
43rd annual. Man, so many good things going on there. A lot of great vendors. A lot of, the weather wasn't 150 degrees like it is back in Texas. Yeah. That in itself was nice.
I saw rain.
Yeah, right. We saw a little bit of rain.
8 weeks.
We had, they had concerts going out there. They had challenges going out there. The pork chop sandwiches, though, Drive Safe. We look forward to that every day, twice. Twice a day.
We ate them twice every day. We would eat about 10 o'clock in the morning, and then we would eat about, I don't know.
Well, we would get in line, and they didn't open up till 11. They were like, dude, seriously, we keep telling you we don't open up till 11.
We're
like
there.
We're celebrities, though. Don't you know who we are?
We have an interview at 11. Can we go ahead and get us a sandwich first?
Man, we tried it all, but it really was a great event. A lot of great people. The truck stop, Dave, huge, massive. If you're out there on I-80, you're going through Iowa, let me tell you something. If you got a dentist appointment, they have it. If you just want to go watch a movie, they have a movie theater. You need some chrome, they have chrome out there. If you need it, they have it, Dave. Is there anything they don't have? A doctor for physicals, check.
Yeah,
if you're looking for a machete, they have those too. Looking for the biggest knife you can find, a sword, a samurai sword, check. They have that too.
Yeah, they've got cute little things that you can buy and T-shirts, and they got all kinds of the restaurants out there. They have a plaza out there. I'm gonna tell you, I'll tell you the one place that was very, very busy when we were out there that I wanted was the barbershop. It was packed.
Barbershop,
and the laundromat was packed. But I anticipated the laundromat to be packed because there were a lot of drivers out there during the Jamboree.
A lot of showers there.
Yeah.
The laundromat was packed. You have the doctors there. You had physicals you could get done while you're right there, not to mention the shops, right? Yeah. You had shops in general to fix up the truck, something's wrong, oil change, whatever it was there. And then when you went inside the Jamboree itself, my goodness, there were some fancy trucks there.
The
beautiful
the
trucks.
show class trucks that they had there. They had working class, they had show class, they had all different kinds of styles, models, makes, and I'm telling you, it is some of the most beautiful toys in the United States are out there at the Jamboree as you walk along and see some very beautiful trucks. Not only some that are just out there for show. They have a lot of trucks that are out there just that they don't run anymore. They're retired. But they do have a lot of trucks that are beautiful, but they work every day. So.
Yes, for certain. And it was great. We're going to share some of those interviews with you this week and probably the following week as well. A lot of great interviews with great owner-operators, independent contractors of these trucks. Dave, and we had some great conversation regarding AB5 as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of concern about what it's going to happen, what's going to take place. I don't really think anyone knows yet. I mean, truly, there's some confusion going on.
Yeah, you know, it's just getting ugly out there. You had the protest up in Oakland last week, and some of them turned a little nasty. Yep. As you had the workers trying to go inside, the protesters blocking the entrance, and boy, there was a couple times when I really thought it was going to turn into a fist fight. A lot of nasty words being thrown out back and forth between the dock workers and the independent contractors in there. You also had Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, go in there and say, hey, listen, this thing's been out for a while now. You know, the workers, they all had chance to say things about this prior to now. And, you know, to Gavin out there, I know you're not watching BCB Live, but if for some reason you see this, hey, listen, you think that they were a little bit busy last year keeping this country going, that perhaps maybe that independent contractor didn't have time to stop and protest like they do today. They didn't have time because they had to keep those ports cleaned as much as they could. They had to get that freight out and delivered to America, going through what we all knew, and the president said, a supply chain issue, shortage. What does it even mean? Those folks were out there making things happen, and to say those words, drive safe, disagree 100%. Yes, they had the opportunity, but it wasn't the time last year to protest. Boy, that would have really caused more of a chain, a supply chain issue.
Yeah, it would have just exacerbated the already problems that they had out there in the ports and trying to bring in those. They even upped the hours. They even tried to do everything they could to ease some of the pressures in some of the lines. Can you imagine even if one truck had turned sideways in that port during that time? It would have been insane, and definitely not in tune with what's going on in the politics up there.
Yeah, AB5 again is that independent contractor ruling. It's critical that I'm hoping this gets blocked. That they go back, rethink it, do something with it before they start just trying to make it go into effect. It's just not the way to do it. Hey, listen, Drive Safe Dave, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We have an interview again today. We're back to BCB Live, back to our interviews. Drive Safe, who do we have on?
We have Zach Schwarzendruber with founder of Benefits for Trucking, and we'll have him back on in just a few minutes. Talk to him a little bit. I'm ready for the interview.
All right, coming back in 60 seconds.
This segment has been brought to you by Utility ProWear. Utility ProWear manufactures high-quality, ANSI-certified, high-visibility apparel for both men and women. Infused with the Teflon fabric protector, Utility ProWear gives you the added benefit of providing a barrier to liquids, dirt, and grime, keeping you cleaner longer, brighter longer, and therefore safer longer. Get your high-visibility apparel by going to utilityproware.com. Use the code BCB20 at checkout for an exclusive discount.
Right, hey, welcome back to BCB Live. We're the safest station in the nation. Drive Safe Dave. We're joined by Mr. Zach. Zach, what's going on today, sir?
Hey, good morning here from just north of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And you guys are actually close to my roots, my mother's stomping grounds, close to Davenport, Iowa, there for that I-80. So that was,
oh yeah,
that's cool to
no,
hear that
we stayed in Davenport, right?
Yeah, we stayed in Davenport. Yeah, downtown.
Yeah.
Kind of a little noisy at night. It was a little crazy going on.
I'm going to tell you something. Davenport itself, the city of Davenport, downtown, it really caught me off guard. That place was going on. There were some parties going on. I don't know where the kids were at during the daytime, but at nighttime, they were out partying and roaming the streets of Davenport.
Hey, why not? Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that myself. My grandmother and a lot of families still live in that area, but yeah, we have Iowa roots. My grandfather, who started our agency back in 1974, he's from Iowa as well. So that is we're right in the heartland here.
Hey, let's just jump into it then. Talk to us a little bit about the agency.
Yeah, we're third generation. So 1974, my grandfather opened up our agency. My father actually was, ironically, bringing up Davenport again, was a teacher right after college in Davenport at North Scott High School there. And he had a motorcycle accident, became disabled from work for a little bit. So he came up and did some shadowing, hung out with his parents, and decided, you know what, I think I want to join the business with my father versus teaching. I'll be honest, it was a financial decision there. It was we all know it's an underpaid position. Oh, yeah. So he joined in 1981. My mother actually joined in 1992. I jumped in 2002 and have been doing that since. So I'm coming up on 20 years myself. So yeah, that's our longevity here. And it's been since the mid 80s that my family's been working with the transportation space. So we've been around with the trucking industry for quite a few years, over 35 years now.
So when it comes to that transportation industry, the independent contractors, company drivers in general, hey, what exactly are you selling them?
Yeah, we focus on the employee benefit package menu. So you're going to talk about everything from health insurance, dental, disability, life insurance, all the way down to connections with like 401k. Because when you look at surveys, a lot of times the drivers are looking for health insurance and retirement. Like those are the top two, which I'm glad to hear it wasn't health and dental, because dental is kind of one of those luxury benefits, if you ask me. So really it's, we focus on helping those small to mid-sized fleets get access to that same, I'm going to call it like a power menu, to attract drivers and retain drivers like they would if they were to go to one of the really big boys out there. Because if you go on their websites, they boast about how big those benefit menus are. And we want to level that playing field even for those smaller fleets, even down to 2 drivers. And recently, we've actually gained a contract to be able to get a truly valuable health plan for those independent owner operators across all 50 states. That's within the last 2 weeks. So that's exciting news for us. But yeah, that's our sweet spot. We're connected to a lot of relationships outside of that, but that's exactly where our sweet spot lies.
Talk to me a little bit about that health insurance plan. Let's just kind of jump inside of that for the independent contractor, 1, 2, 25 trucks. What kind of, is it just one plan, many plans? Talk to us a little bit about that.
So my viewpoint on health insurance is create a space for employees and owner operators where it's not, I have health insurance, but I'm avoiding medical treatment because of bills still. That's the way I like to operate with my own plan and my own family here. So we're strategic on the carriers. We're not just trying to grab I'm going to just call them big box carriers, your huge Blue Cross, Aetna's, of the world. But the cool thing about what the Affordable Care Act has done, everybody else, a lot of listeners will call it Obamacare, but it's kind of fizzled out, as you've noticed. Not too many Obamacare statements anymore. But the ACA transformed some new carriers to come to the market to solve that minimum essential coverage category, which that's not what we focus on, but that brought some new carriers to the mix, and they've had so many years to expand and be creative with some new health plans. So we've sought out some really cool relationships there. We offer, now it's more than just the 4, but our common kind of go-to is a 4-plan option that has no deductible. It's only co-pays. So that's like my childhood upbringing right there. So you go to the doctor and here's $40 and you're taken care of. We're getting that experience put in place with our small groups, like I said, even down to 2 on the group side. And even on our independent owner operator plans that we're doing now, what we call everyday care portion of the plan has no copay. So even if you go to the chiropractor, if you go to get your lab work, if you're going to the doctor just because you're feeling ill, free if you use their network and their phone app. It's pretty impressive. So yeah, we're just trying to make it so it's not a medical bill avoidance situation, and just people seek care, because we all know when you avoid even a minor medical condition, it can turn into something that's going to keep you off the road much longer than it should have.
What about some of the pharmacies? Are you also involved with that? The deductibles, the co-pays on some of those pills for high blood pressure or whatever?
Oh yeah, those all land in co-pays too. So we're expecting like $5, $10 or less. You know, if it's underneath the cost of what that copay level is, you don't pay the copay just because. You pay the lesser amount of the two always. I'm a big Costco fan, not a plug for Costco, but that's where we get any type of medications for my family. You got to be a consumer in all levels of the process for your medical coverage and your prescription needs and everything.
How's the feedback been on some of these benefits that you've brought to them? Because I can assure you there's probably some genuine skepticism on insurance from the past and costs of the past as they come to you today. How's that feedback been?
We get that exactly. It takes a little bit to sink in on it, and that's a pretty proud moment for us, is when people feel that too good to be true. Like, what are you talking about? Too good to be true. But again, the reason that these really cool plans have been developed is because they were forced into a new segment, and they built off of that. So they've had at least 10 years to build off of these new unique approaches to medical insurance to make sure that people have care. So I just really say, hey, stay open-minded, that understanding we're different because we've been in this industry this whole time. So we've seen these things develop and change, but the common consumer that, and a lot of the older brokerages out there, they have these really long-standing relationships with the big carriers, and they're going to expect to put some numbers up with them, obviously. So we're approaching it a little bit differently. So yeah, happy to show people, and we deliver proposals a little bit different, I think, than a lot of people do. So if there's other salespeople on here that are listening, they might steal a little bit of this. But we understand how busy and how everybody's busy. I shouldn't just say just the busy, but there's so many different variables in the transportation space that drop of a dime, if there's a truck issue, I guarantee that we are not going to keep our appointment, and they're not going to keep the appointment with us, so we can show the benefit package information over to them. So we pulled the plug on the traditional process, and we put together proposal videos. We record them and we send them. So when they have that moment where they can step aside and actually get educated on some benefit options for their fleet or themselves even, we take that step and just deliver that. So when we come back to actually have that conversation, it's a few little questions getting through that too good to be true moment on the health plan specifically. And it just has smoothed out so much. And I don't know about you guys, but even salespeople aren't that excited to meet with salespeople. So we also embrace, human nature. We are humans. So taking the human salesperson out of the process and just getting that delivered video has been a game changer for us to be able to help people.
So Zach, when you talk about these videos that you're going to, and I understand that, are they broken down into segments, into parts, so that it make it easier for the guy watching it or the gal watching it in the truck? They have a better opportunity.
When we do the videos for the enrollment, the process for the enrollment side, and we do all the enrollment hands off for them. We just talk over the phone most of the time, maybe Zoom if they want to. The proposal video, though, is typically going to the owner of the company.
Right.
So that's what's the benefits, what's the steps, what's on your plate, what's on our plate, all of that's just laid out. So it's a little bit longer, but it removes 2 meetings really from the process, which has been cool. When it comes to educating the drivers and the staff before they actually launch an enrollment, we're still using a video platform to deliver segments and micro videos. Just like YouTube, you see all those little library of videos that these people have. Like, we break down products. So if you don't need life insurance and you want to skip to just learning about some critical illness coverage out there, you click that tile and then just absorb that, send it to your spouse, your loved one that helps you with decisions, because we get that a lot, as you can imagine. I'm busy. They handle that. Can you talk to them? Sure. Send that to them. We'll talk to them and get most of it figured out, but we'll come back to you for some electronic signatures, right? We got to get those done from the right person.
Yeah, this industry that we're in is big time, runs around relationships. Talk to me about what you do to really bolster that relationship between the driver and BFT.
Stay human, right? I think that's the main thing. I coach all of my sales team on, I don't think everybody should be buying everything unless, they get super excited about, or I shouldn't be starting with everything, because I'll be honest, I have pretty much everything on the menu now. But there's staple benefits that protect ourselves, our family, and it rolls into, protecting your business when you're an owner operator, because that truck is your business and your ability to pay for that truck. So to me, health insurance is a staple. Disability coverage is a staple. life insurance, there's a need balance there. Not everybody needs it. If it's just final expenses they take care of, but they already have that taken care of. I'm not saying everybody needs to have a life insurance policy, but if you're financially protecting people, you need to have something. And you have kids, you have a mortgage, those types of things. But we coach our sales team and our benefit counselors that actually have those conversations about focusing on the staple benefits first, and not just going top to bottom and say, hey, you want to buy that? Sure, I'll help you with your app. It's a human to human conversation to make sure that the things that they feel are important are addressed. And then if we need to uncover a little bit of hard conversation, not a pushy conversation, but I'm sorry, I'm the type of person, if I hear you have 3 kids and you don't have a life insurance policy and they're all still in grade school, high school type of thing, you need something. That's just it's a biased opinion, but if I didn't have that conversation with people, I don't think I'd be doing our job the right way. So yeah, that's our approach with the whole process on benefits is stay, human, stay casual. As you can see, I rock a baseball cap in the insurance space, not too common. That's our big thing with our whole culture here, is just to be real with people.
Hey, some of the resources that drivers can get through your website or through your company. Hey, can you dive into a little bit of that?
Yeah, on our website, I'm probably a little too loosey-goosey about this and transparent to get access to some things, but literally we have a form on our website, and even just by filling out that form on the fleet side, for sure, or even just the small business, because we help dispatch and brokers, and I have a recruiting client. So yes, the drivers are probably the spot that needs the help the most, but we do trickle into the segments of the transportation space. We have a form on our website that you fill that out, which I think is probably less than 30 seconds to take that form and fill it out, just so we know what state you're in, how many people are part of your organization. And then we literally delivered that proposal that quickly without even picking up the phone and grilling you first, because we're in that generation now where everybody has access to Google. People want information before they actually take a step into that space. We don't want to, I explained it this way, nobody wants to step into a completely dark room without somebody shining a light on something. And we got to think through that process just like that. So that's what we do. But yeah, our website has a lot of content, a lot of information. The outline of one of the main health plans that we do for the group side is on there. Literally, you click it, you'll see it. We're not trying to hide things and do throw just a little carrot out there to start that conversation. So we're just doing things different. And thanks to the pandemic for us, it forced a lot of change, and it has developed a much better space for us of how we operate.
And talk about that website. Let's go ahead and since we've mentioned it, let's go ahead and what is the website address? How do they contact you? How do they get a hold of you? And how do they look at and fill out that form?
Yeah, so benefitsfortrucking.com, and it's FOR. So benefitsfortrucking.com is our main website that you're going to get onto. I made another domain name link for protectmydrivers.com that goes directly to the health plan specifically. So there's conversations we have that, hey, all I want to do is get health insurance offered. So that is an option right there. But yeah, our website's pretty simple. I was fortunate to get a domain name that is exactly who we are, and benefitsfortrucking.com was available. So I was pumped about that.
By the way, just real quick, I'm going to ask you, your video proposals, are they over the top? Are they good? How do you star in your videos? I'm just curious.
What was the last thing you asked?
Do you star in your own videos?
No, my voice. Yeah. And when we make the custom videos for the companies, I buy domain names for our clients because we do via text link reach outs to all the drivers and the staff. So we don't need to have it be screaming benefits for trucking. Here's your benefit package. We want it to be, abcfleet-benefits.com, and they have their own custom 24/7 365 access point.
Oh, wow.
But and we don't charge for anything we do on these extra little bells and whistles. We know what we need to support ourselves, our families, etc. So we just want to do what we can to make sure it's a good experience across the board and a trusted experience, because we all get spam text messages, and last thing you want is an insurance person spamming you and bringing some insurance options to click on. We don't do that. So Yeah, that's how we do things. A little bit different, a little bit polished, and I don't need to be on camera as much as necessary when I'm talking to employees. If they want to jump on video, as you can tell, I'm happy to jump on a video call with anybody.
All right, so if you're out there and you're looking for some insurance, you're an independent contractor, maybe you have 5, 10, 15 trucks as well. You're trying to find a place out there for life insurance, somebody to talk to a little bit about your benefits. Listen, let me tell you, talk to Zach and his team at Benefits for Trucking. Hey, Zach, we're going to end this conversation. Before we do, Drive Safe Dave has got to ask you a question.
Zach, what I need you to do is I need you to say your name, who you're with, and that you're watching BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Can you do that for us?
You bet. I am Zach Schwartzendruber with Benefits for Trucking, and I watch BCB Live, the safest station in the nation.
All right.
All right. Hey, Zach, appreciate you, buddy, and we'll see what we can do. Like what you sell out there. We've got to find a way to help these independent contractors, get healthy, stay healthy, and not avoid some of these doctor bills as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Great service that you provide in letting them know and bringing something to the table that they can utilize.
Thank you. Yeah, it's an honor. I appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful day.
Appreciate you,
Thanks, Zach.
All right,
Thank
Drive
you.
Safe, Dave. Again, we continue with, with some of these interviews, and it's important you know, is that they're there to help educate you on ways to make your business, say, more successful. We want to make sure we're giving you or feeding you that information. It's what we do here on BCB Live. We're going to come right back. Coming up next is Double Check Dale with a little bit of weather.
And safety.
Safety following the weather, and I don't know if the weather's changed other than hot. That's all, his job. He's got the easiest job in the history. It's hot, and then he's done. Not even hard. Anybody can do that, but he is coming up next on BCB Live. You're watching BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. BCB Live covers freight. Here we are now at 21% of record freight being rejected. News down in Texas. We're going to talk a little bit about this. We had another $1.5 million seizure. If ever there's a time to do a pre or post trip, it's if you're doing something wrong. Weather, traffic.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to some traffic and weather with Buckle Up Bob. You can kind of see where the visibility can be compromised a little bit. Again, right where that rain is.
And most importantly, safety. One of the things that we must do is make sure that safety is the number one thing that we focus on.
Going into an intersection yellow is not the way. That's to clear an intersection, not to enter an intersection.
Tune in weekdays from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can watch BCB Live through LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe today and follow BCB Live.
Welcome back to BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Hey, you got Double Check Dale here. Talk a little bit about weather, and what Rick said is right. I got a pretty easy job today. Hey, let's go ahead and take a look at it. We're looking at winds right now, and I'm going to tell you that there are no areas of concern throughout the day. And we do see some stronger pockets of wind up along the Atlantic coast, up in the New England states, but just no major winds or areas where we're going to have concerns with winds where trucks are going to have to slow down or pull over or park up. And so winds are really a non-starter today, which is kind of nice. Now let's take a look at some rain and thunder, see if we have any moisture going on. Hey, currently we have pretty good strong thunderstorms along that Kansas-Nebraska line up there, stretching down into central Missouri. Some of those have a lot of lightning, some heavy rains, a little bit stronger winds associated with them. Doesn't look like any tornadoes are forecast with those. And then also a string of showers starting down in West Virginia, stretching up into the New England states. Again, none of those look severe this morning. We run this into the afternoon. Not a lot going on. Those storms in Nebraska and Iowa along that state lines stay there a little bit. They do intensify a little bit more this afternoon. And then as we go into a little bit later into the evening, you see some showers popping up, more showers popping up out west in Arizona and parts of New Mexico, Colorado, southern Colorado. And along the Gulf Coast states and the Atlantic Coast states, you're seeing some more showers. Nice set of thunderstorms, stronger storms coming along the Tennessee, Kentucky border up into the New York area. So, a little bit of rain, nothing really major storms going along with any of them. South Dakota this afternoon could see some stronger storms in the west central part. As we go into the overnight, it starts to calm down and not a lot going on. You get into the earlier mornings, however, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock up along that Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri border, those storms start to intensify a little bit, so we'll want to keep an eye on those if you're in that area this evening driving. And as you go into the earlier morning hours, they start shifting into Illinois and Indiana. So tomorrow morning around 5, 6 a.m., you're going to see some pretty strong storms right down in southern Iowa, all the way into central Illinois. Just be aware of those, and then northern Kentucky. You know, we'll throw on the temperatures next, but what Sir Rick said is, yeah, it's hot. We're summertime, and we are, got some pretty hot temperatures going on. Lots of triple digits this afternoon, in Dallas, Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, along the Gulf Coast and Atlantic Coast state, higher 80s, 90s. Just no break from that. So, it's hot out there. Make sure you stay hydrated. Take care of yourself. If you're not feeling good, you get winded or stop sweating or something, make sure you take care of yourself. Take that break. With that, we're going to take a break and come right back and talk some safety.
Hi, this is David Dover, also known as Drive Safe Dave. You are watching BCB Live, the safest station in the nation.
Safety is what you want to talk about, and safety is what you want to be every single day. That's what we're here for. We're here to make it better.
The industry needs BCB Live so that it can find new and inventive ways to bring safety to the forefront for every single person out there on the road.
You got to be prepared to stop. And when you look at that and you understand the situation that you're in, you got to know that it's going to change. You got to expect it to change, and you can't run those lights.
You can watch BCB Live weekdays, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. So what are you waiting for? Follow and subscribe to BCB Live today.
This segment has been brought to you by Utility ProWear. Utility ProWear manufactures high-quality, ANSI certified, high-visibility apparel for both men and women. Infused with the Teflon fabric protector, Utility ProWear affords the wearer durable clothing with a great fit to afford the highest degree of safety. Get your high-visibility apparel by going to utilityproware.com. Use the code BCB20 at checkout for an exclusive discount.
All right, and welcome back to BCB Live. We're the safest station in the nation. We have Drive Safe Dave, and we are joined by none other than Double Check Dale. We talked weather, and now we're going to talk accidents, Dale.
Yeah, today we're going to talk about safety. This week we're going to talk about safety, and we're going to talk about accidents, when a driver has one, some of the do's and don'ts. And today we're going to just start out with the basics. Hey drivers, you need to report all accidents or incidents, no matter how small or insignificant you think they are. Just go ahead and report those things. A lot of times failure to report an accident can result in the suspension of your driver's license, if it's a serious one. So make sure you're calling them in, reporting them. Keep in mind, safety comes before anything else. So when you get in an accident, check the condition yourself, check the condition of other people around you, call medical services if needed, call the police, no matter what. And then make sure you call your dispatcher, your DM, and your company to let them know what's going on.
Yeah, some of the do's for certain. Listen, if you do get into an accident, there are protocols you have to do. I don't think, and we see this in trucking all over the place, at truck stops, at shippers and receivers. You back into somebody, maybe you just hit their mirror. You make a side deal with them to reimburse them for that mirror. Well, guess what? You don't follow the protocol. You don't call that in. And later on, that mirror turns into a door, turns into a hood. It turns into a $5,000 deductible.
Yeah, you got to call it in. You got to make sure we get everything documented and everything. Because like I said, you hit that mirror, and a little bit later that day gets his hood tore off or something. Now you're on the hook for it, because that's what he's going to say. Oh, no, I got backed in at the truck stop, and, the guy already paid me some money. So
already admitted fault because they gave me some money, so he already admitted fault for it. So, yeah, as we say here at BCB, communicate is that C in the middle. Always communicate any of that stuff that goes on. Make sure that you let everybody know what's happening. Let safety know. Let the insurance know. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Just make sure you report it to the company. They'll give you the guidance on what steps to take next.
Yeah, and I'm just going to reiterate that. You want to make sure you call that in, because, a lot of the companies, depending on the size of the company you work for, they're going to have somebody in there that if, in fact, you're just going to replace that mirror, they're going to send them some paperwork to sign to go ahead and alleviate you from any other kind of damage that may have occurred on that. You want to follow the protocols. You want to go ahead and call that in. That way you can be reminded by your dispatch, by your safety, but to follow your protocol. Make sure you get pictures of the vehicle, of your vehicle, all that you can. You know, whatever your company's policies are, you want to make sure you follow them. And also, what you don't want to do is, if you never call it in, well, that becomes a late reported claim as well, which just doesn't look good for the trucking company because we reported it late. So you've got to make sure everything is done timely. And again, some of the benefits of calling that in is that you get that reassurance from those that are paid to know what to do when that happens, because accidents, they don't happen that often. And oftentimes we just forget, we kind of overreact, we get excited, we don't do the right things.
That's right.
So we want to make sure we call those in every single time. All right, we got some videos here for us?
Yes, we do. First video we got today is called Drive Smart.
You know, last week we were talking about the Drive Smart way. You know, the first thing was scan the area. And the driver in this one does a great job. You scan the area, you measure your risk, you anticipate your actions. And so the driver's doing all this stuff. He's driving smart. You know, he's looking at the big picture ahead. He sees the vehicle ahead. You know, the brake lights come on ahead of him. What am I going to do? I'm going to start slowing down. I'm going to slow down early so I don't get into a bad situation. Just a great job of driving smart here.
Yeah, a great video here, great speed at the beginning, and they continue to reduce their speed. Another video here right now, I'll tell you, that just shows you why you don't want to be that half a second behind the vehicle in front of you. You won't have time to stop like this truck did.
That's it. I mean, you know, it's all about that speed and space, getting that big picture, being aware of what's going on around you, driving smart.
Next video we got is called Just Too Close, No Good Outs.
Wow. I mean, you take a look at this one, and it is wow. I mean, if you don't trust the technology that says you're too close, just take a look at the distance between you and the truck. I mean, you're alongside a big truck, and there's no space there. That's about 70 feet. We're going about 70 miles an hour here, 100 feet per second. Just not enough room. No good outs there because you got a shoulder off to the side that's going down into the trees. If this truck in front of you, something happens there, just no good outs. You gotta slow down, you gotta back off, gotta recognize, hey, I'm too close. If I don't trust the technology, count it out, or just look at, you know, the length of the truck alongside of you and know that that's only 70 feet.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no chance here you're gonna stop.
Yeah. Nope.
You know, there's no chance, and you have no outs on top of that. You know, on top of everything else, you know, we can tell off this technology here that at that red line there, you were then warned that, hey, just FYI, you're way too close. I don't think you needed the red line. You already knew you were too close. And again, Dale, you know, the struggle that we have when we see these videos, it's not the, you know, yes, we want them to stop before it gets to that red. We want them to have better distance on that. However, when you are nudged, when you're reminded, you know, then we want you to make sure that you do, and we don't see that here.
No, we don't. You know, I kind of understand the drivers. They go, well, you know, I just got to get this past. I just want to get past there. I understand that. Got to do it safely. You got to do it the safest way. And when you're 0.6 of a second behind a vehicle, it's not the safest way. You back off, create that space. You're going to get that pass done. I mean, and it's going to be a whole lot safer. So just back off and create that space.
Now we got speed's okay, just too close.
You know, we talk about speed and space management all the time. You look at the posted speed, it's, you know, 75. We're well underneath that. But if you're too close, you still have to back off. You still have to create the space. Those two things, speed and space, work together. You have to have both to be successful. This one, you know, we have the slower speed, but we're still too close, so you just got to back out of it a little bit more.
Here we got need an out.
Yeah, with all the traffic we got going on right here, you know, if something happens to this truck right in front of us, you know, the driver's probably thinking, well, I can quick dart to the left. Well, if you have to do a quick lane change in a situation like this, how much time do you have to look into your mirrors, your spot mirrors, your blind spot to see if it's safe up there? The change in the lane should never be your first option. It should be that space between you and the vehicle in front of you. You have to create that, have to own that space.
Yeah, you know, when I watch some of these videos too, I just can't help but think that the stress level from being so close has got to be more stressful driving than being a little bit further away. So why add that stress to yourself when you really have no idea what's going on in front of this truck.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if in cab technology, if you're being nudged to back out of it, I mean, you know you're too close. It just takes some of that stress away. Back on out of it. We're going to get there. We're not losing the time we think we are. I mean, you back off 2 seconds and you have the space there, and we're still going to get there at the end of the day, and we're not losing the time.
We got one more video for the day, and it's called 70 to 70, Create Space Sooner.
You know, speed limit 70, we're at 70, but we're too close. We got to get that space again, folks. I mean, we keep talking about this, how important it is, and if we don't trust, you know, that the in-cab coaching, what it is, then start counting it out, because I guarantee you, if you start counting this out, you're going to find you're well underneath a second between the vehicle in front of you. It's not always about change that lane to create it. You know, if we back off and then make the pass, we've done everything the safest way instead of just jumping out into our lane to create the space.
That's all the videos we got for today.
All right. Yeah, we just continue to see some of these videos. And again, we want to make sure we're learning from these videos. We want to make sure that you're taking these and applying and making better decisions. That's what they're for. They're there to help you identify, because we know in the course of a 500, 600, 700 mile day that you drive out there, you're going to come across these situations. And what we want you to do is identify them and get out of them to allow yourself that safety zone. And you know, and again, it will allow you time to stop when it's needed. And when you're a half a second, you know, 6/10, 7/10 behind another truck or car or whatever, you just don't have the time to stop. That's the concern.
Yeah. You know, and cars stop so much faster than trucks, and so I mean, we have that following distance so close on the car, they stop so much faster. That half second, that 7/10, that 1 second just is not enough. I mean, if something jumps out in front of that car, we don't see debris in the roadway, mattress or whatever, and that car slams on the brakes, just not the space there to stop, folks. You just got to back up, recognize what it is, and take those corrective actions.
You know, we talk about the decisions that a driver must make every minute, the number of decisions that are made, and I'll tell you, one of the decisions that has to be made is that you have to continue to find ways to be safer and find ways to react accordingly. And one of those is, one of the most important of those, and we talk about it, and we're going to continue to talk about it, we're going to bring it up all the time, is the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. That's yours to control. No one else's. It's yours to manage, and it's yours to be in charge of. And the decisions that you make each and every day, however you make those decisions, you got to create the right one at the right moment. And that decision, as you're doing that, you're making a decision not to change that distance between you when that pedal stays the exact same. As you watch some of these videos, and as we watch these videos, the acceleration never changed. The speed never changed. Maintain that speed across the board as they were close to the vehicle in front. You've got to start making a change and making the right decisions at the right time. And that's what drivers do all the time. They make those multiple decisions. You just got to make the right one when you're that close to the vehicle behind you.
Yeah, and drive safe. I want you to keep going on that, but here's what I want. I want producer. I need camera 3 on me. And drive safe. I just want you to talk to America one more time about what needs to happen.
The distance and the speed needs to be correct, and you need to make the right adjustment all the time. It only is going to be good, Sir Rick, if you show us both and it looks like you're doing the talking and I'm not doing the talking behind the mask. So I think show us both, and then Sir Rick can do the talking. Otherwise, that way it would be better. But yeah, you got to control that. You got to make the right decision for yourself when you see yourself, because I'll tell you, you get caught up in the moment, you get caught up in the time, and then all of a sudden you realize you're right behind it. And if you get that in-cab coaching by the ELD, or you get it by the truck, or something signals to you that you're too close, the best thing that you can do is react accordingly. The worst thing you can do is just ignore that bing, bing, bing noise. The worst thing you can do is disregard someone mentioning in your ear to be more safe. And that's what's going on. And that's what we're trying to do here, is we're trying to mention to you to be more safe.
Hey, producer, you came back from vacation. Talk to me about safety over in Dominican, right? So how was that?
Yes.
Talk to us about safety.
So those were some of the worst drivers I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm trying to get the camera on me real quick, but literally every single day it was, I mean, we'd have a driver driving us, from our resort to an excursion whatsoever, and I mean, at all times I was hand on the handle above me, grabbing that, just worried for my life. And that was the crazy thing, was where we were at. Our resort was it was a good distance from the actual city of Punta Cana, and so there was no stop signs, no red lights, no yield signs. So literally every intersection was just a free-for-all.
Dave, you would have liked that. I mean, no stop signs. Just don't ever have to stop.
Hey, if there's not a stop sign.
It's like heaven. You know what? It's like heaven. And we also noticed you grew a little stash there. What's up with the stash?
I haven't shaved. I didn't bring my razor. I haven't shaved in a while. That was actually my plan this morning, and then I realized I hadn't woken up at 5 in a while, so I didn't have much of a jump going this morning, but it's all going away this afternoon, sadly.
What do you think about that stash, Johnson?
It's the pedo stash. That's what my dad calls
the world.
It. Yeah, I know. You know what?
I'm not.
He looks a little older. You know, it looks of age.
It looks his age. That is absolutely what it looks like.
I don't have the baby face.
All right. Hey, listen, we want to make sure that y'all make it a safe day today. Make it the safest day ever. Keep our roads safe. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for all that you continue to do for us. Watch over us, help us, and again, we'll just keep asking and asking and asking that you find a way for us to remind ourselves when we are in an unsafe situation and we back out of that, to get out of unsafe areas and to keep us a little safer so we can let others give that opportunity to get back home as well. Watch over us, keep us, guide us, and just put a little bit of luck on us. It's in your Son's name we pray. Amen. Everybody, we'll see you tomorrow on BCB Live. We're the safest station in the nation, and we will see you mañana at 7 in the morning.
Bye, everybody.